Howdy, and welcome back to another video. This one we're also testing out the Insta360 in replacement of the GoPro to kind of see how it goes. Anyway, in this video, we're working on the Corolla. Our goal is to get the rear axle installed. With that, there are a lot of parts I have coming in and that I ordered once I realized, I really should do a lot of these things beforehand, and yeah, mistakes were made on planning. But with that said, let's take a gander at what I have and what's coming. So let's go. So let's start with where we're at and what we have. We have the rear axle. It's been shortened. I put the axles in already. That was a mistake. I'm going to have to dismantle that for when the brakes come. We also have this off the previous Corolla rear axle. It's just the brake splitter or whatever. So that way I'll have a line going to both sides. What we also have, and this is probably where it's, I don't know if it's the right way, but it's the way I'm going to do it. I had to fill in the old breather. What I did is take the old sensor out of the forward rear axle that I'm assuming measured the teeth on the rear drive. Filled it in. Got just a plain Jane breather. I'm going to tap and die this. Screw that in. Put it over that way. Put it back in the spot it was meant to be mounted in. And, yeah, that will be hunky-dory. Great. With that said, let's continue down the path. First off, I decided I needed wheels to make it easier to roll the rear axle under. I've got tires coming. So they're nothing special, just black Steelies. I'm playing around with 15 by 8, seeing if that's too wide or not, if it'll work, whatever. I've got some cheapy tires, as cheap as a 225 45 R15 can be, which turns out was $109 each on eBay. So yeah, that's what we have there. Next up, well, we'll just go with Godspeed. This is the LCA or whatever, the control arms. It's a replacement for that and the one up here on both sides. So yeah, there's all that. We've got the other rim right there. It's in the box. Now, what else we have coming is we've got from Technotoy Tuning, or T3, we've got rear brakes meant for this rear axle. So, yay, great. Which comes with the mount, all that jazz. Then we also have from T3, this is the Panhard bar. Ordered that a while ago without ordering other stuff, go figure. That's the TLDR. Like, that's the current list of things. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Not really. With all that said, I am going to work on this part. I'm going to take these out of the box, remove the other arms, which it's just a bolt per still holding them in, and we'll make them the same size for now so I can adjust them later and get comfortable with them, and we'll go about our merry way. I got my stuff from Technotoy Tuning. We'll get into as the video goes, but the first box I'll be dealing with is the brakes. We've got from Technotoy Willwood brakes, calipers, e-brake cables meant for going to the Ford 8.8. And yeah, I mean, we'll get more into the contents as I take it apart and put it back together, or put the rear axle back together. And then we also have the shock coilover setup to hold up the rear. And we still have the panhard bar that I ordered forever ago and haven't done anything with. So yeah, what we're going to do is put the brake stuff on here and get the rear axle put back together so I can throw the wheels on it and start aiming to put it in the car. Let's get going. And here are the contents. You have the 4-piston calipers for the rear, the new e-brake cable. I will have to investigate because I believe this is supposed to be e-brake oriented, but I don't know. So maybe I read things wrong, whatever. We'll figure that out. Yeah, e-brake cable. Then you have the, I didn't know it was coming with that. I didn't fully read. You got the brake lines, brake pads, EA hardware, and then you got the brackets, the rotors. I will start opening the stuff, start putting things together, and we'll kind of see how it's piecing together. We got the caliper brackets on. The brackets from Techno Toy Tuning have where you can bolt it up either side. I plan on using this side, which, as you can tell, the axle is kind of facing down. So the caliper will be mounted towards the front of the car. Got the axle put back in. Got some M10 1.25 thread pitch with some orange thread locker. Because as one of the Hoonigan channel said, you know, holds like red, breaks like blue. So I figure, okay, let's give that a try. So that's on. Now I need to put the cover back on and start trying to figure out how the rotors and brakes are going to go. But yeah, overall, not too shabby. Let's keep going. So what we have here are the calipers in with the brake pads, the pins. You got the little e-brake levers here, which I haven't bothered trying to install yet. But one thing I just find puzzling, and maybe it was just them trying to provide things for people, but you still might have to buy more, is I got one super long hard line, or high pressure line for the brake, and then one short, one join. But no matter which way I flip it, this doesn't really line up with anything. So I'm not sure in their package how that is meant to be set up. I've ordered some additional lines and things like that, and I'm just going to kind of make something work how I think it should work. But yeah, that's the only thing that doesn't make sense to me so far. So I might use that, run that to a hard line somewhere and bolt it up here. So have a hard line to like right here or something. Same thing over there, hard line to here, and then a smaller cable or a smaller line. I don't know. I don't know jack squat about brakes, so I'm just kind of figuring out as I go. But yeah, that's where we're at. We'll be back when the lines are set up, and probably when the e-brake cables are actually hooked up and such. So yeah, we'll be back. And here we are. It is now January 1st. I work slow. So what we got, calipers on, line running. It's got a little bracket or a little clamp right there to kind of hold it. I'm probably gonna put something around this just so any little vibration won't run through it. Welded on a bracket here. I have this thing on there incorrectly because I just kind of wanted it to hold. So, you know, I'll have to, I hate putting these things on. So freaking annoying. Anyway, so yeah, there's that hard line. This one could have been better. You can tell I kind of improved here where it's a little closer going to the line or soft line bracket. So yeah, here is the old splitter off of the Corolla rear axle. I couldn't find the one for the Ford. I don't know what I did with it. So I just decided to use that. Whatever. Anyway, what we're going to do now, I'm going to put those on, then also get my little cover / breather put in place there. So yeah, that's where we're at. We'll come back when it's actually all put together and ready to go under the car. Wheels on. I forgot to put the e-brake on, so I put the e-brake cables on. We'll see how that goes. Everything's nice and secured. So yeah, my shoddy craftsmanship be damned. This is about to go in the car, so let me go put it in there and we'll kind of see how the process goes. Sometimes what you think you have planned out just doesn't work. So I got the bolts, or I had the wheels on and everything, and then the wheels didn't turn anymore. What I believe is the cheapy rims I got were pressing it up against here. Whoops, just because it's a -6, I believe, on the offset, but they're just like basic steelies type of thing. So I'm gonna go get some spacers. The wheels seemed to mostly fit on there. I'm guessing it's probably just a little bit of too close, so I'm gonna go get like a cheapy spacer, throw it on there, and see if we can get it under the car. Spacers were not the answer because I'm an idiot, whatever. So here, if I tighten the lug nuts down a little, just to mimic, hey, it's fully secured. I should have done this a long time ago. But if you see, the rotor is pressed up against the brake pad, so that is pretty much locked up at that point. So yeah, the problem is apparently it's like 1/16 or 1/32 off on my measurement. Cause yeah, it's like you have to try pretty hard. So that's a whoopsie on my part. What I'm gonna do is probably try and throw like a spacer, like a very skinny washer between this mount and the bolts holding it, and that should make it even. But yeah, hooray for just, you know, doing things the best you can. But you know, I guess it doesn't always work out. I thought I'd measured like 2, 3, 4 times, cut once. I was just a little off. So hooray. Oh well, I will work on that and then put things back together, and we'll see how things go from there. Finally, have it sitting in there. It ain't done yet, but let's get a side profile there. I mean, rims are going to change, so some of this fitment is going to be different. I believe this side appears to be jutting out too far, but I haven't been able to adjust anything yet. So, you know, yeah, there's that. But what I have so far is just control arms or whatever. Well, you can kind of see it, but they're loosely bolted in. So next up, panhard bar. Yeah, panhard bar and the coilovers. We got the panhard bar installed, and I already found the first thing I'll have to deal with later. my fuel lines are pressing on it, and the odds are I'll probably just reroute it or make it go a little cleaner up. But you know, anytime you're working on a car that isn't just in standard shape, there'll be some variances. So yeah, got that put on. Let's see if we can get some light there. Got the little spacers. And then this one, or this side's put on with, it's not tight, but it's got the little spacers right here. So yeah, everything is very loose right now. I'll tighten it down a little more before I ever put it on the ground because it's still so far away from driving right now. It's just trying to get things in order. I feel like I'll be taking a lot of things back off later for other work, but gotta try and put things in place and get rid of all the space I'm taking up with, like this sitting in one part of the garage and the car just in here and taking up space. So yeah, next try and put the coilovers on. And we are done with this current process. The axle is in, or well, we're done enough. Plenty of things I have to tweak. I'm gonna have to get different rims so I can run without a spacer, because with the extra 5/16 it's poking out a little more. Plus I'll have to figure out some offset. But it's, you know, if I throw some fender flares on, not a big deal. But looking good. Let's go look underneath with the one hang up I had, which I assume comes from probably this kit mostly being for a TE72 or for an A86, where the TE72 might have some small differences. Let's go take a look underneath. But the one hang up I appear to be having is the e-brake cables. So it looks like this is designed to clip into, let's see if I can get, there we go. Meant to clip in there. And if I disconnect those, this will fit nice and snug in here for a pull point. As you can tell, it almost seems like for the A86, these are meant to be a little further up, or this is supposed to be trimmed down and, you know, just a little shorter. So I'll figure out, I'll go on Techno-Toy Tuning and see if there's different e-brake cables, maybe, I don't know. Or I could look at potentially, I see about separating this from this tube and trim off some length here of the tube itself. But then, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, that's the gist of it. It's sitting in here. I haven't really adjusted height or anything, but we got the coilovers in. So yeah, all is looking good. It's in here. Now the car can roll again without the old axle. So hooray! And I get a little bit of space back. And that's everything. Only took me probably over a year since I got the rear axle, or almost a year, whatever. Only took me forever to get around to putting this stuff in, but it is in. I don't even know if it still works, or I don't even know if it really worked, but the wheels spin, so hey, whatever. Still got plenty to do, but that's the TLDR of putting the axle in a TE72 with using a crap ton of Techno-Toy tuning parts. The parts all seem great. I know I have an oddball car platform in comparison to the A86 and many other cars, so be it. But we'll see what comes of the e-brake thing, and if it's worth conversing about, I'll try and cover that in a future video as I keep progressing things on the car. But we've got a lot to do still. I mean, we've got the battery to still put back in. We've got the covers from Ding Dong Drifting. Still got brake master cylinder and a clutch cylinder. Got to figure out how I'm gonna, bleed that and do that whole clutch slave thing. Yeah. Oh, and also for Christmas, I got some little Amazon special seats. I know it's going to be a while before I go driving, but I wanted something to sit in here, so I will be using these for however long I can. Not too bad. I mean, they look good. I don't know what their durability will be. I don't even know if I'm going to effectively sit in there because, you see the legroom there. So I might have to get a lower seat in the long run, but I'm not worried about that right now. So anyway, a lot going on and all that fun jazz, but thank you for watching. Have a good day and bye-bye.